Hello, everybody.
No
Welcome to
time for
When
losers.
reveal, when
No
reveal.
time. It's
When reveal. When reveal is in 1 minute. It's happening. So, if you want to reveal your champion, you can go to OpenSea.io/collection/LinksDAO-champions. Refresh your metadata very shortly, and you should be able to reveal. So, really exciting day. Really, really fun stuff. I want to thank, first of all, this incredible community of golfers and PNG fanatics for making this mint such an awesome time. The vibes have been off the charts. The Discord is popping, and I couldn't love all of you anymore. And the next biggest thanks goes to the team, Mr. Senor and the artist, Patrick. I see you in here. Everybody who worked so hard to make this a reality. Yeah, it's been a journey from our spinning cards to get to these awesome art pieces, and I can't wait to see what you all reveal. Mr. Senor, you want to talk a little bit about the process?
For reveal? Or the process
Sure.
for the PFP?
Whatever you want to talk about, man. It's your day.
Oh, well, there's so much to talk about. So I'll first start about what we're kind of doing right now in the background. I think it's helpful for people to know if it's kind of maybe your first one of these that you've bought, which a lot of folks have said this is, the first NFT they bought, or it's the second one and the LinksDAO Genesis was the first. So with one of these, we used a tool to sort of generate all of the unique characters, right? So we created all the layers and assets, which, after we reveal, definitely want to talk through some of those. People can ask questions. There's a lot of fun Easter eggs and golf shout outs there. And so, when we did the export, each token had a unique token ID and metadata from the tool. That then got passed into like something that shuffled all those IDs to make them random. And then we pointed to what you've seen as the pre-reveal art, the GIF with the trophies that are sitting in the trophy case. The lightning the lightning strikes. And now, as we speak, they're all coming alive. And so we've run a script, which then is going to point your token ID to the art that was associated with that token ID after the shuffle. And then it will update. Now, it takes a little bit of time for the various places in which you might see these PFPs to update. We don't have a lot of control over like how quickly OpenSea works, right? But what Cooper has said is you can go in and refresh the metadata, and pretty shortly, because we've updated what all the token IDs point to, the art will show. So might take a little bit of time. We gotta be patient for that to work, but it'll happen within the next couple of minutes, and everyone will be able to see their art. So that's kind of the process for that. Cooper, anything else you want to know about the process kind of while we wait?
No, I just refreshed OpenSea, and a bunch of them are revealed. This is happening right now.
Oh, wow.
This is
Yeah,
crazy.
I see him too. Yeah, there is a little bit of a lag, so if you still see your pre-revealed asset, don't worry, it'll update. We actually ran a forced update that will hit as many of them as possible, but if you don't see yours, you can always go into the listing for your token and just force refresh the metadata. So we'll give that a second to play out here, but Cooper, you can continue to MC here. Anything that you want me to talk about?
Yeah, so first of all, we want to have an awesome group of champions. So I'm going to pin this tweet up here. If you have revealed your art, I would love you to share it on the Twitter as we can all follow each other. I'm going to pin this tweet. 1 second. It's on the Links Champions account. There you go. You should now see it at the top of the spaces. Show us your revealed art. Cannot wait to see it. And follow all the champions that you see there, so we can all get to know each other on Twitter. This is a really fun time. So a little bit about the traits. Each champion is holding a golf club, and that golf club can be a putter, an iron, or a driver, and it can be either standard, on fire, or on ice. And then we've got some of the rare traits, the rarest of which is the invisible. which is very fun, very, very rare trait. I still haven't seen any of those show up on OpenSea, but that's probably because I'm looking at the floor. Mike, welcome to the stage.
What's up, friends? Very excited. I'm plugging in my ledger as we speak so I can snipe some rares here.
Let's go.
Because there's nothing I enjoy more than spending the rest of the afternoon on OpenSea. All right, mine are revealing.
Yeah, they're revealing.
So I'm going to do some trait sorting here. Because I'm actually not sure that the original one that I made is my actual favorite. So I think I have to, I'm going to have to do a little shopping here. But kudos to the team for putting this together. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really excited. And I'm excited that X2Y2 is honoring royalties. I just read that 25 minutes ago. And hopefully we help play our little part in that by ensuring that we would only, have these. How's it work? Greg, do you want to kind of explain how the new contracts work with respect to, so we've made a choice on our end that we only want these, obviously royalties are important. We're a utility-based project. So the royalties that are earned from people selling these PFPs will help us contribute to delivering, obviously, a fantastic golf and leisure experience to people participating in the project. But do you want to just talk, maybe, Greg, a little bit about kind of just how the new OpenSea contract works? I'm sure some people listening will be interested.
Yeah, happy to. So at a high level, a couple of weeks ago, OpenSea, there's been a lot of discussion in the space around royalties, right? So there's been projects who've gone royalty free. There's been marketplaces that have stopped honoring royalties. And I think like most creators believe that royalties are an essential piece of NFTs, right? They help reward the team for continuing to deliver. They allow for the team to grow and ensure that they're focused on maximum value for members, and that's obviously the key component for us is value of membership. We're a utility-based NFT of golfer degens, and our goal is always to over deliver there. So, as people started, reducing royalties or stopping royalties, or marketplaces stopped honoring royalties, OpenSea made an announcement a couple weeks ago that said that they would no longer be, and I'm simplifying this, so if people have questions or whatever, you can obviously also look this stuff up online. But they said that if a project does not enforce, if a marketplace does not enforce royalties, and you sell on that marketplace, then they will no longer enforce royalties for that project, for new projects. They drew sort of a line in the sand for existing projects, and then any new projects that were created after a certain date, including Links Champions, would not have royalties honored. 95+% of our trading volume comes from OpenSea, and the reality of the situation is it's still the leader in the market, and so we decided to comply with the royalty sort of enforcement tool that they released. Although we did our own version of that, we didn't use OpenSea's direct list. We sort of did our own. We maintain our own list, which gives us more optionality as a project, which is good. But because we implemented a block list, there are marketplaces where this can't be traded. As Mike mentioned, some of these marketplaces are starting to enforce royalties, which means that they can be traded on those. And it's a win-win, I think, for traders. It's a win-win for members, and it's a win-win for projects. So that's the very high level. Again, happy to go into more detail, but that's kind of where we are. And that's the rationale behind our decision making. But obviously, things are changing very quickly. Like the decision today from X2Y2 is one of many marketplaces that likely will move in this direction, I think.
Awesome context. So it feels like, and based on what I read from X2Y2, the vast majority of new projects that have launched since OpenSea introduced this functionality were using it, right? So it was crushing X2Y2's business. So it's clear, that creators have made the decision, hey, this is a critical part of why and how we plan to make money. So it's kind of interesting and cool to see the project speak and have it be put into code.
yeah, I want to give a lot of credit to the marketplaces because it feels like, to your point, they have been listening to creators and to customers. So I think them being responsive is a net win for the space.
Awesome. I'm revealing metadata as we speak. So have we talked yet about the different rarities and how we chose the different trophy types? I have three out of the 7 that I've revealed are crystal, which means that they're rare, correct?
Looks rare. They're
Ooh.
not the rarest, so it's a flex, but it's like a mini flex, right? No, crystals are, so to kind of set up how this works, and we'll be releasing. Obviously, open rarity is going to provide a ton of detail in OpenSea to be able to see kind of what traits are rare and less. And we've had discussions with like kind of rarity tools, not capital R rarity tools, but different types of rarity tools for us to be able to partner with them on those. And we'll also release a lot more information in the Discord channel and Champions chat.
Oh, so the rarity
But at a high,
trades aren't live yet, so I should not. I will not trade these then until that's live. Okay, that's good to know.
yeah, and so but at a high level, we've released in the past, the stack ranking of trophy types. So I think the right place to start is within the collection. There's 5 different trophy types, and so in order of rarity, a majority of them were gold trophies that were in the trophy case, and the lightning struck and the gold trophies came alive, right? But just like in real life, there's different types of trophy materials, right? And so the gold trophy was what is the grand majority of them, but there are 4 other types of either materials or things that went wrong when the magic occurred in the story. So the crystal is another type of trophy material, right? So those are much more rare than the gold type, next in rarity, but much more rare. And then there's 3 that are very rare in this order. One is crypto. So in this case, the lightning struck, and there was some sort of heart of a crypto degen within the trophy, and that came alive and represented itself on the trophy's material. The next one then is glitchy. Glitchy happened when the lightning struck and just kind of screwed everything up, and it kind of got caught in this middle space between reality and the digital realm. And then the ultra grails, and there are only 8 of them. The ultra grails are the invisible ones, where the magic literally just zapped all the molecules of the trophy and completely removed the trophy's essence, and you're left only with the items that the trophy has adorned itself within the pro shop. So that's first the trophy types.
Awesome. We should get Patrick up here if he's interested, also, just to talk a little bit about the story. He's the one who you play a huge part in designing him.
Yeah, Patrick, come on up if you want to. I know people are looking. It looks like that the rarity stacks are now populating in OpenSea, which is good. So you can see sort of some of that there. Again, this stuff comes in as all this metadata refreshes over time. The next thing I can talk about as far as attributes go, I'm just kind of free-flowing through stuff I like. Club is another attribute. There are 3 different types of clubs. So we decided to do a driver, so what we call a boomstick, a iron, which we call a butter knife, because I'm sure all of us as golfers hit irons incredibly pure all the time. I don't. And then lastly, the putter, which we call the flat stick. And so they are different in rarity. So the clubs themselves have different rarities. Some show up more than others. And then there are different sort of types of the clubs that signal whether or not the champion was good or bad or sort of normal at that specific part of their game. So for boomstick, it can be fiery or it can be icy. So fiery being like strong driver, icy being a bad driver. You'll notice that my PFP has an icy boomstick. Same thing with butter knife, can be icy, normal, or fiery, and then for flat stick, it can be icy, normal, and fiery. The fiery ones are more rare than the icy ones, and the icy ones are more rare than the normal ones.
Awesome. And do you want to talk a little bit about just kind of like how we see the PFP and the community that we hope develops around it, sort of tying into the larger Links project.
Yeah, sure. So as we talked about a lot in the lead up, the goal for this, there were sort of three in order goals, principles that we designed the mint mechanics around. The first one was we wanted to get this in the hands of as many existing members as possible because we saw this as an existing member benefit, right? We've been talking since January about having a PFP to replace the cards. And so we wanted to deliver on that. We wanted to make sure that every single member had a chance to mint multiple. And that was first and foremost. The second thing is we wanted to honor the differentiation between Genesis and Leisure members. And so that's why for mint wallet caps, we had a higher cap for Genesis than we did for Leisures. And then the third thing is we wanted to allocate as much as we could to bring new people in. And I think one of the really most exciting parts so far has been just seeing all the new faces in Discord. I mean, before we launched the PFP, we had, I think, roughly like 15,000 Discord members, and now there's 30,000, right? So a lot of people coming in and excited about the project. We have some people who are just really excited about the art. We have some people that are really excited about NFTs, and we have some people that are really excited about golf. I've already personally met a handful of people that have joined that are, new and excited. So I think step one is just like, how do we welcome and incorporate people that come into the ecosystem so that we can, you know, help understand sort of the things that they want to do. There is a token gated chat for champions, so people are able to go into that, talk about the art. It's kind of probably the more like irreverent spot, like, vibing, thinking about the art, talking about the art, talking about the traits, etc. Long term, there's still a lot to plan. I mean, I think, step one with this was to release a PFP art that can be used as a digital avatar. The team has thought a lot and discussed a lot about what could be next, and there's lots of ideas. But, that's stuff that we want to work with holders to sort of think through, and over time, we'll have some really exciting ideas for how we, add to this ecosystem that to date has been centered around Genesis members.
Yeah, to follow up on that, we're really excited to welcome all the new members, people who are golfers that are discovering the project, found champions and are now, like want the golf benefits from the leisure and global. But we are definitely looking at lots and lots of ways to involve the champions, the golf process, the community process, of course, online community, and potentially in the future, some of our IRL events and fun things we can do together. So yeah, it's the vibes in the community are excellent. Loving all of the chats right now. Everyone's posting their revealed images. It's just awesome, really really cool. But for the larger project, right? We're a golf company, so these are golfers, and if you love golf, this is the place to be. Happy to welcome you all here. It's great.
Awesome. Do you think we'll make maybe some merch and other things? Like, how do you kind of see these images playing into the project in that way? Like, I'd certainly love to, once I find the absolute perfect one, make it,
I can't
club
wait to see
cover.
you. Yeah, I can't wait to see you dial in what yours is going to be.
I know. I'm shopping as we speak here. I mean, I want an invisible, but I also, if there's only, what is there, 8 you said? I
There's
don't
only
want to.
8.
Yeah, I don't want to take those away
Yeah.
from the other, folks who might want them. So maybe
Yeah,
I'll
I just
go
saw
glitchy.
the cowboy invisible. I think is listed for like 1.69 ETH. So
Oh, nice. And do
those
we
are
have any
starting to get.
one-on-ones? I can't actually remember. Or did we
So
decide not to?
I think a point of clarification for everyone is like they're all one of ones technically, right? Each one is completely unique. As
But we didn't
far
do
as
like a Donald Trump or like
no,
Satoshi or any of that stuff.
no,
Okay.
we
Yeah.
decided like these characters, like the story itself, we felt like was really compelling, and we wanted to sort of maintain the lore of the story kind of self-referentially. And there's a lot of Easter eggs that I can definitely talk through. As people notice their traits, I can tell you sort of the background story. But yeah, we didn't make any that look
Yo,
like other people.
allow me to interrupt real quickly. One of our server members from December 16th, 2021, OG MSEMMESS in this Discord just revealed the invisible smoking a cigar. So glad he got it. He's been an
Hell
awesome
yeah,
Nice.
community member
that's
since
awesome.
day one. Let's go.
Legend. That makes me really, really happy.
That's so great.
And somebody you said listed the invisible for 1.6942. Well done, team. We got to
Very
get
good.
We got a good community.
Jalaza, welcome to the stage. You have a question?
Yeah, thanks for having me up here. Super excited looking at the reveal this morning. Been not a day one holder, but aped in pretty early on to initially a leisure pass, then a black card as well, the global pass. So super excited to finally see the reveal. These all look awesome. I guess I'm curious, kind of, what do the next steps for specifically the LinksDAO champions look like? Is there going to be specific utility related to them? What does the kind of next story elements look like? Really excited to find out a little bit more about the specifics of this project.
Yeah, so we have the awesome story. The champions were trophies that have come to life. As Mike referenced, we're looking at integrating token gated shop for some of these custom things. Of course, there are the easy things like mugs and things like that can be quickly printed that we're actively working on to get these out to holders. The other things are, if you are a golfer and you want a bag tag or get your champion put on your golf bag or some other, golf related equipment, rangefinders, things like that, definitely looking into that. We're going to have to stay tuned to see how the story evolves with these champions, right? They've stormed the pro shop. They've come to life. They've dressed up as golfers. And I definitely recommend staying tuned for how the story continues. But I imagine there will absolutely be progression to what these champions do and how they live up to their champion status in the world of LinksDAO. So obviously there's a ton going on with the metaverse and how Web3 NFTs can be applied in various ways. But we don't have any specific announcements for that today. We're focusing on the reveals. Stay tuned.
You're better than me, Coop, at the mystery. I'm like ready. I just like spill the beans. I'm like, here's the whole thing. But that's why we kick it to you.
D Burke, you're on stage. Do you have anything to add today? So you got some good LinksDAO versions. Can't wait to see them as your PFP.
Hey, yeah, I'm in a coffee shop, so it might be loud. Just happy to see some reveals. Got some money in my hot wallet. Gonna sweep the floor as soon as I see one that I need in my wallet. And yep, I'm just happy for the reveal. Super stoked for the team. You guys have put in literally an unbelievable amount of work. So many months has gone into this. So I'm just happy to see all your hard work paying off. This is cool.
Appreciate that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you saying that.
Jordan, how you doing today?
Amazing. This is really fun. It's been a lot of fun to watch. I'm on Twitter now, just going through all the mentions and activity and the Discord. It's pretty awesome to see. People love the art. It's amazing. Shout out to Patrick. I know you're listening, and Greg. Just really cool across the board, and proud of what this team has accomplished. When you've got amazing art mixed with all the stuff we're doing in Discord, mixed with amazing community, this is what comes out of it. So very proud of what we've done and excited for the future.
Yeah, incredible stuff with this team. And keep in mind the PFPs, free mint for member benefit, right? We're always trying to provide as much value back to the community as possible. Our leisure and global holders get the best benefits in Web3, in my humble opinion. But really, really stoked to continue this journey with the champions and fill up the Discord and Twitter with these avatars. Just awesome vibes all around. Really exciting stuff.
Yeah, while we have folks here, do you, Coop and Greg, do you want to talk maybe just a little bit more about the core, the sort of core membership project as well, for folks who maybe are new and have heard about LinksDAO via the PFP?
Yeah, I can kind of reset the room a little bit. We're LinksDAO. We started last December with a mission to buy a golf course with a DAO. Since then, about a few days after we minted leisure and global membership cards, we started offering partnerships and benefits and utility to our members that have ranged since then to include reciprocity programs at golf courses around the world, partnerships with awesome golf companies like Callaway, Bridgestone, Five Iron, Topgolf, incredible merchandise partners like Born and many others. And we are creating the world's greatest online golf community and working really, really hard to acquire a golf course right now. So we've narrowed down our golf course search to about 5 or 6 really, really good candidates. We're doing due diligence, and leisure and global members can apply to visit the courses with the team to kind of do those final reviews for DAO. So we vote on the traits and attributes of the course that we really, really want. And yeah, if you're a golfer, there's no better place on the internet to be than LinksDAO. Additionally, we got some really, really cool stuff coming in 2023. We've made some awesome hires. We built out a really incredible team. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Senor to talk a little bit more about what 2023 for Links is going to look like.
Yeah, so our focus right now is, building a roadmap around, at least from like a product design and engineering perspective, is building a roadmap around the clubhouse. And so the clubhouse at clubhouse.linksdao.io is the token gated member site. Right now, it's only available to leisure and global holders, although there's a roadmap for expanding access to it. It kind of comes down into 3 like major like feature areas or categories. One is and curated an amazing benefits experience so that you can get access to your exclusive benefits that we negotiate on behalf of membership with our partners. We also, have on the roadmap building out sort of like points and rewards as a way for you to be recognized and then be able to like gain even more sort of access into benefits and access into the clubhouse, and be able to use those points within it. The second kind of major category is what's currently called a Links Play platform, and that is a place for you to be able to go in and find really fun social golf experiences at cool courses. And so one would be, the GGA that we're currently, shout out to Tungsten and the GGA team for getting that up and running, is a place where currently global holders are able to view, I think now around 50 courses, all private courses. Make a request at that course, and then the host, who's a member at that private course, can then accept it, coordinate details, and you can go play it. So we've had, members play at really, really amazing private clubs through that process. But we're also adding more networks into that as well. So you should be able to go on, you should be able to see golf courses that other Links members play at, and we want to encourage the community to really play golf with each other. The third kind of major category then, after VIP and after plays, is groups. And so we're starting to build and roll out a platform for members to be able to join. At the first step will be like local chapters. So think, I live in Nashville. I'm able to join the Nashville group and then be able to, meet, network, and play with other members of the Nashville community within the Links ecosystem. And then the platform itself will then allow for admins or sort of ambassadors of each of those chapters to create events to make it really easy for you to sign up RSVP to events and go hang out with other members. So that will be coming over the next couple of weeks and months as we sort of roll out the groups. And we have a lot of other ideas for the future of groups, but those are really the 3 major portions of the clubhouse that we're building towards. And the focus is on like how to make sure that product is really solid, and then how do we think about the right ways for people to access it.
Yeah, building out a really cool system for members and golfers to get together and socialize, right? Like a lot of people in the space are building, games and other things like that. We have a game, right? Our game is golf. Our objective is to make golf as fun and enjoyable and networkable as possible using, Web3 tools and assets and accessibility, right? Golf has traditionally been really stuffy and hard to get involved with, expensive, and, our whole mission is changing that. So really props to you and the team on all that work to change the game and improve what we're doing for everybody. Really, really excited to see all that built out and the progress we've already made, right? Like being able to schedule a tea time with a member, that you've never met is really cool. Our IRL meetups have been incredible. Just huge shout out to this community. We've had meetups around the world, London, and we're working on expanding our benefits nationwide. And as Jim Daly has said, the goal, the mission is to have 10 courses worldwide by 2023. I mean, 2030. sorry, 2030, not 2023. That we'll have one course next year. But yeah, don't know if we can move that fast. But really exciting stuff. So to see all the champions kind of populating the audience here as PFPs, it's a great day. Do LinksDAO. Really excited stuff. Really exciting stuff.
Awesome. And have we talked about where we're looking geographically? So like the membership base skews heavily the U.S. So I think we've told folks, hey, the first course is almost certainly going to be in the United States. Have we gone beyond that in terms of what we've talked about publicly?
Yeah, for sure. One of the requisites or things that members voted on was the ability to kind of play year round. Additionally, there's some really good kind of just terrain for golf in the Southeast. So we are focusing our efforts on the Eastern Seaboard. A lot of our members live in the tri-state area in the Northeast. But for our first course, we want to find something that has good bones that we can, afford, and then build out an awesome golf course, with the help of some architect partners that we've talked with. We talked to some of the greatest living golf architects who are really excited about the project. We're working with Kemper Sports, who manages some of the top 100 clubs in the world, to help us with the sourcing and course management. And so yeah, we're focusing our efforts on the Eastern Seaboard, probably in the Southeast for the first course. But we, have our eyes and ears open for courses around the country. We want the first course to be in the U.S. So pretty much, if you know of a great golf course that's, not on the market, but somebody's looking to sell, shoot us a DM. We'd love to get in touch and have that conversation. But we are getting pretty close and having some deep conversations.
Yeah, and the reason we're not supremely, more public until we have something acquired is like you don't want. So part of what inspired us to do this project was obviously watching the Constitution DAO. The original Constitution DAO. I think there's actually a second Constitution DAO that's forming because there's another copy of the Constitution that's up for sale. So there should be news around that coming up very soon here. But the original inspiration was Constitution DAO. And obviously, they raised a ton of money to buy a copy of the Constitution. They failed because the amount that they'd raised became public. And, who was it? Ken Griffin, sort of a very famous and fierce and shark-like hedge fund manager. He knew the number and he outbid him. So, as we go through the process of finding a course, if you're public about, hey, we're looking at this exact course, you decrease the chances that you're going to land on the one you want. But what we've done is, as Coop said, put out a governance proposal, had folks basically list out the attributes they were looking for. And basically that from a geography perspective, from a style of course perspective, et cetera, is influencing what the core team is doing as they scout and as they work, as we said, as Coop said, with community members to do these tours of the different courses. By the way, I'm painstakingly revealing as we speak, one by one, the metadata. It's awesome. I love this. I just got a BOA, which is exciting. So, I just love that, the whole ethos of this project is, hey, let's have some fun together. Let's be inclusive. And, these are NFTs. I mean, this is like, how we came about. And so I just love that, we get to have a little bit of fun with a PFP project, which has been sort of the dominant form, I think, of, day-to-day fun and interaction, trading, and, and sort of representing identity for folks in the crypto space, for the past, call it year and a half. It certainly what got me into the crypto space, starting with NBA Top Shot, and then, moving into, Bored Ape and CryptoPunks and things like that. So I'm excited that we get to have some fun with that within this project as well.
Yeah, that's been one of the I wouldn't say complaints, but comments from members from the beginning is like, hey, why don't we have PFPs? So, really, really stoked that this has finally happened. We launched pretty quick. I think 2 weeks after your initial tweet about buying a golf course, Mike. So we didn't have time to do all of the hard work and great artistry that the team has put together for this. This project. Doing a PFP is hard. I have respect for everyone who's done it out there. And we're, definitely a good day to celebrate here. The responses so far have been, everybody seems really excited about their art.
Yeah, and it feels like, as you mentioned, we launched fast in 2 weeks. The market, uh, it was quite different, right? When we did the original membership sales, and obviously that's a different product than a PFP. I think the notion of a quote unquote free mint, obviously CryptoPunks were free mint, and that was like the original PFP ethos. But if you looked last year and even earlier this year, tons of I think really high priced mints that didn't quote unquote pay off for people who purchased, and were kind of viewed as, call it, cash grabs or other sort of like disingenuous uh, you know sort of business models for communities, and that really, so I think we're really fortunate. Obviously the market dictates a free mint, like nobody's paying anything for very much for new PFPs these days, but it also really does align, as you and Greg said, with our ethos of just giving value to members. And that value is both, certainly can be monetary. Our core product today, until we purchase the course, is as Greg mentioned, the clubhouse, where we have like incredible discounts. I talked to another member of the community yesterday who told me he's literally saved $1,600 this year on golf. He bought a set of Callaway sticks, among a bunch of other things. He said he's been going to the 5-iron golf in the one, where is it? It's near Penn Station, where we had our NFT week event earlier this year. So anyway, that's just been our key thing, is like, not really charging folks for stuff at this point, but giving as much value as we can to folks who just love this really, really awesome game that we're fortunate enough to be able to play. Hey, I have to jump off because I have to head to a meeting at noon, but really, really excited at what the team's put together, and hopefully get a chance to bring up some other folks who have questions about the project and continue the conversation.
For sure.
Be awesome, folks. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Mike. Yeah, as people think
Thanks.
about coming up, I'm also happy. Like if you see your traits and you have questions about like the backstory of traits, I'm happy to answer questions. Just make myself available for that.
Yeah, feel free to raise your hand up on stage. We'll take a few questions and then get back to the chats. I can't wait I have to go through and do a lot of clicking to reveal mine, and can't wait to see what all happens here. But feel free to raise your hand if you have any other questions, or DM. Make sure you go to the tweet pinned to the top and post your art. Can't wait to see you all on Twitter. We're also having an awesome conversation in Discord, sharing the art and going through all that. Here we go. Hello, how's it going?
Hello, LinksDAO. This is Som. Just wanted to
Hey, Tom.
how stoked I am with this whole project. This is awesome as a golf nut myself, and in the crypto space right now, a project like this is much needed for the broader growth of Web3 communities and DAO in general. So great work and congratulations. I am excited about being part of this community.
Sweet, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's definitely a crazy time in the market. So we're trying to have some fun, keep things light, and keep the ball rolling. It's what we do. So really excited stuff. Yeah, I appreciate it. I can't wait to see which PFP you got. And I also just got news that we're gonna have a special guest attending the space. So hang tight, don't touch that dial. We are going to have a special guest joining us here pretty soon from one of our favorite golfers popping up on the spaces. So excited about that. It's going to be fun.
Cool.
Yeah. So again, the champions are revealing now. The OpenSea slug is /LinksDAO -champions. Just scrolling, the colors are very fun. Loving the fire driver traits and some of the facial expressions. It's good stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna turn it over to Jordan for a second or Mr. Senor, while I check in on the status of the special guest.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit more about attributes while we wait. I talked about clubs. There's a couple like kind of Easter eggs that I want to point out. One is obviously I'm biased because it's mine, but I think it's one of my favorite ones that, as I've talked to people about it, I don't know if everyone gets the reference. So I want to talk about the blindfold, which is a trait within eyewear. Most of the eyewear are sunglasses, but there's two ones that aren't. One is laser, which is very rare, like less than 1% have laser. There's also blindfold, which, as I've shown to people are like, why would you put a blindfold on a golfer? And I think, probably if you're a fan of Caddyshack, you would know that, Chevy Chase's character puts a blindfold on when he's hitting shots. And so that's like one kind of golf Easter egg that exists within the eyewear. Besides laser, which is obviously an homage to our crypto beginnings, the rest of the eyewear are, sunglasses. We did tons and tons and tons of tear sheets and reference points, and we talked to community members, and we talked to people in our lives about like what sunglasses make sense for a golfer to wear but also look cool. And so we had a bunch of different options. We did a bunch of different sketches on different types, and then we landed on the aviator, the beach, the brow line, the retro, the round, and the shield. And so those are the eyewear traits. Again, most are sunglasses, but I wanted to point out the blindfold is one of the Easter eggs in the project, and then the laser eyes is obviously a crypto homage. So I know I've seen in the chats people are really excited to get the laser eyes, but yeah, that's eyewear. I want to talk a little bit more about the tattoos as well. I think the tattoos are really fun little Easter eggs. Obviously, there's 9 tattoos, and these tend to be pretty rare in general. Most of the characters, like around 75% of the characters, don't have tattoos, but the ones that do, there's a range of them. So we have Ace, Birdie, and Eagle. Ace is by far the most rare, as you would expect as a golfer. Hole-in-ones are something that most of us don't expect to get in our lifetimes. But Ace is the rarest, then Eagle, then Birdie. We also have ETH again for the degens. Wanted to make sure that we had call outs to crypto. Both the champions and the Genesis membership are both on the Ethereum blockchain. So we included kind of our own golf ETH blend with 2 T's crossed with the Ethereum logo in the middle. One of my favorites, and I actually was really torn if I wanted my character to have this or what I eventually landed on, and that's Golfle. The shout out there to Cooper, which there was a point in time where he was, he's in Discord all the time. Like if you're in the Discord, him and Dom are just like 24/7 in the Discord, answering questions, vibing, talking to people, everything else. And he's always, typing in multiple channels at the same time, and like always trying to make sure he has his eyes on everything. And so at one point he kind of fat fingered golf and spelled it Golfle. It was like, let's Golfle. And just became a fun meme within the community, and it became something that we say a lot. So I wanted to make sure that we had a Golfle tattoo as a nod to Cooper. There's also the half and half, which is a shout out to the Arnold Palmer drink, half lemonade, half tea. I had to get a glizzy in there. You have the hot dog, and that's both a shout out to getting a glizzy at the turn, but also in reference to one of our favorite, I think, PFP projects, Hot Dogs, was kind of a wink and a nod to Hot Dogs as well. So if there's any Hot Dog fam out there, we see you, and we love you. And then lastly, within tattoos is Chubbs. And so this, is a nod obviously to the Happy Gilmore character. It has the alligator, it has the hand, and this tattoo, you could think of your champion as sort of memorializing Chubbs, similar to Happy did in the movie. So I'll stop there, but that's just some like more Easter egg fun side stories. I have a lot. There's a lot of detail that goes into these assets, and all of them were like intentionally created. So if you also have any questions, you can always ask here, or you can ask in the Discord.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. So reminder, go ahead and post your art on Twitter. Love to see it. Share it. Pop in the Discord. Some awesome trades being shared right now. Some great combinations, like the glitchy with the rainbow shirt. Some good suits and sets you can get here with icy putter and the crystal. Some of those other things that are happening. Yeah, I really want to thank everybody for coming up to the space today. Everybody who minted, everybody who bought on secondary. This is was a fun time, and stay tuned for more coming from LinksDAO in the coming days and weeks, right? If you're a member, make sure you have your notifications turned on. We're going to have some votes, and we need you to vote as we get closer to buying the golf course. So really exciting. Thanks again to the team, to the whole community, everybody for participating here. And yeah, we will see you next time.
Thank you.
See y'all. See y'all in the chats. Fun day.
See you soon.